Welcome everybody to the final day, day 5 of preseason F1 shakedown week testing. That made no sense. Yes, the final day. We're live for the morning. We'll be going live in the afternoon as well for the final 2 hours of the day. But welcome in everyone. If you watch on YouTube, I see you guys in chat. Late. Guys, I was 3 minutes late to the YouTube stream. All right, I'm sorry. We did a 1 hour later stream today just because I wasn't feeling the best in the morning. So I needed that extra hour. But if you are watching on YouTube, we were going live on Twitch half an hour earlier to watch the highlights, because obviously we can't watch those on the YouTube stream. So yeah, Twitch is the place to be. That is where we're always covering everything. And then I go live on YouTube, TikTok separately, depending on what I'm doing. Anyways, let's get into discussing all the news now from the day, now that we've looked at the highlights from yesterday. Let's go. I can get live on the YouTube. Oi! Scudero Fry. Welcome to the stream. IRL Trevor, what's up, dude? Thank you for the follow as well. Also, Como, Jake Richards, Muki, Tom, thank you guys all for following as well. And old mate Jim, they were the 100 bits, dude.
My favorite set was going to see Excision's Shrek Rave set. The animation was amazing.
My favorite set was going to see Excision's Shrek Rave set. The animation was amazing. Wait, what? Is that an actual Shrek Rave? Okay. Sub Tom V1. Let's see if Aston drives some laps today. Yeah, let's see if they get past lap 5 or whatever it was. Maybe it's a weird contract thing, like he has to wear until season starts. No, I don't think it's a contract thing. I think it's just they maybe just don't have the hats available, or I don't know. All right. Let's scroll up. Where was the last thing we looked at yesterday? Be around here. So many of you guys chatting in Discord. We'd love to see it. If you haven't joined the Discord yet, discord.gg/F1. I think it was around here. Practice ended. What time did practice end? Was it 5 or 6? Must have been 5. It must have been 5 o'clock. Oh my god, so much to look at. Yeah, so yeah, obviously the Aston broke down. Yeah, so the times yesterday, we got a 16.4 from Russell. Such a quick time. Same Van Nelly. Not only are they the quickest, they got so many laps, and Merc look dialed in. Or the quickest to dial them, we should say. F1 put out a video of the Aston. The last power unit we needed to hear. The Honda. What do we think? I have to hear it on track properly, but sounds decent, but nothing too crazy. Mercedes have completed 497 laps in their 3 days of running in Barcelona. Unlikely another team can match that number. Yeah, that's insane. And then Aston started putting out the pics on socials of their car. Best F1 livery revealed so far. I gotta go with the Red Bull. The Red Bull is banging. Thank you for the 45 bits, old mate Jim. Hopefully Max can get all his running done today after Hedger destroyed the car. Yeah, I mean, Max doesn't have much running in the car, so yeah, looking forward to seeing him get in there. I want to know why blue light. I think it was because the car was going slower. So yeah, yesterday marked 140 years since Mercedes submitted the patent for his motor car and the automobile was born. Crazy to think how far we've come. We've gone from that to that in 140 years. Now, obviously, 140 years is a lot of time. But, you know, it's when you look at something like this and you think, like, certain things in life have stayed the exact same. One of them is schools. Schools have not changed in hundreds, in like 100 years. And then you look at this and you're like, damn, like the car has changed a lot. It's insane how quick tech is progressing. That's the same plane from the link above, but why doesn't it have an ID number on the departure airport? Damn, you guys are locked in with the flight tracker stuff. Oscar Pastor, you didn't drive the MCL 40 this afternoon due to McLaren encountering a fuel system problem. Already favoring Lando Norris is crazy. That's not how it works. Yes, it is. Every Merc customer, including Lando yesterday, had their runs. And when it's Oscar's time, he had a problem. It's something related to the engine from anything. Fuck you mean that's not how it works? Idiot. Your stool changes every day. Jorking has not changed. Okay, bro. Okay. Yeah, the Aston Martin yesterday was so cool. For people who don't know, this was the Aston. Big front nose, big undercut, big duct on the side, winglet up here, winglet here. Aston knew he's cooked with the aero. Throw Photothorn and Michi. Thank you guys for the follows. Liam locked in this. Liam locked in. This is the best hit. Here we go. Wait. No. That's not the right. Yep. TikTok. Oh, TikTok's such a sick app. It's been so broken lately, man. It's been so broken. This is the video I was watching. I beat him. I was using my finger under my desk. I beat him as well. That was
faster than I thought, so I take that.
I didn't beat Liam. He was too locked in. He was the best hit.
Yeah.
Here we go. He was too locked in. Liam can have that one. What else we got? Small side pod intakes. TikTok's amazing since America bought it. You stopped using it since America bought it. It's been a lot of problems. I mean, my TikTok's been popping off, but I wouldn't be surprised if I post a video for the first time in 5 days and it just gets 0 views. Taking to the circuit for the first time in 2026. Aston Martin AMR 26 in all its glory. It looks good, doesn't it? It looks good. Some color images of the new Aston Martin have now been released and show some fascinating details, especially the rear suspension looking like it's mounted to the rear wing pillar. Interesting. Wait, the rear suspension's mounted to the rear wing pillar? What? That's kind of crazy. Cornering mode, straight mode. Is this the new car? Because so, who's got those pics? The new logo looks retro. It's kind of growing. I mean, yeah, I love the new Williams logo. It's a nice modern take on the retro logo, in my opinion. Check out Ampol Racing's recent YouTube video. Yeah, we're gonna watch that. That looks like a good one. I've got it saved to watch. Mum, can we have Beamwing? We have Beamwing at home. F1 Unchained, I want to watch that. Aston Martin has brought back the miniature version of the McLaren horns. Yeah. Wonder if other teams are going to copy that. But like, this has existed for years. So if this was a good thing to use, why? Sure, the other teams would have tried it as well, you know? No, that's a fucking jump, bro. No way, bro. That's true. You think it should be a military designing these fast movers? Blue light, Aston Martin said it was precautionary action to shut the car off for a suspected electrical issue. Yeah, but they were rocking the blue light the whole time they were running around the track, not just when they broke down. Yeah, you can see it there. That's crazy. What? Laps completed per engine: Mercedes 805, Ferrari 596, Red Bull Powertrain 503, Audi 95, Honda 5. Now, obviously, keep in mind this is gonna be skewed because there's more customer teams for some engines rather than others. Kimmy points. Come with me to the Barcelona Shakedown. You did a come with me video?
For a day at the Barcelona Shakedown. Just in my room, just finished to get ready.
So what is the DJ playing on his way to the
I don't know about you guys. Low-key annoys me when people correct someone's subtitles. Like, he says, just finished to get ready. But then they corrected him by saying, just finished getting ready.
My room, just finished to get ready.
So what is the DJ playing on his way to the track?
What if he wanted to say he just finished to get ready, huh? And you've just corrected him.
Queen, we will rock you now. I need something strong. 7 breakfast and then engineering truck.
Granola and yogurt? Your favorite breakfast?
No.
If you could have something right now, what would you have?
Probably pasta.
For breakfast, okay. He's definitely the driver who acts the most youngest. Like,
You cold?
Like, I don't get kid vibes from Arvid, but I get kid vibes
What
from
did you
Kimmy.
just do? Warm up? Just warm up and now ready to go in the car. How was it? 3 days done? Yeah, first 3 days. They went by very quick. And then back in Bahrain pretty soon.
And so what are you doing now?
Just gonna talk with Mono and the other engineer. When it rains a lot, it forms a river here, and it takes quite a bit to dry. So whenever you're accelerating, you go over it, and you always get a little.
What are we going to now?
I'm gonna do something that I haven't done in a very long time, which is watching cars going around the track, going back to the old days. I'm gonna do
The
it
engines
old way.
definitely sound better in that. What's up, Yuri? When is Bahrain? It is not next week, the week after, so 2 weeks from now.
Good luck.
Is he doing his own lap timings?
Done.
What a freak.
Done. Couple of days home, bit of training. So thank you guys for coming along this day. I'll see you soon.
That was cool of it. I like that. Just flying along for the day. I think a lot of people probably wouldn't know what a driver does in a day, especially on a testing day. Okay, we've got some pretty maybe interesting news. So obviously, when a new product comes out, in this case Red Bull, obviously suppliers from around the world get the products early or get the supply sheet or whatever it may be. So we know probably what the next Red Bull flavor is going to be. This is not confirmed, but this is probably going to be the case. The summer edition for this summer looks like it's going to be Sudachi Lime. Now, I'm not a huge fan of lime, but this could slap. This could slap. I don't know what this would taste like as an energy drink, but I think this could slap. But I don't even care about the flavor because the first thing that came to my mind was special livery. Special livery for the V-Carb. Could we be getting a yellow special livery? I hope so. I hope so. I hope they do what they did with Miami last year and do a special edition flavored livery, because I think a yellow livery would slap, especially considering we haven't had yellow on the grid since 2020. That would bang. That would bang. But yeah, this won't come out till April, I think the description said. Oh, yeah, I don't think this comes out till April, but yeah, I hope they cook. I hope they cook with it. The on F1 would be fired. Time to bring out the Red Bull. There's no way that's the thumbnail, bro. There's no way that's the thumbnail. Oh my god. Is Aston out today? I'm not sure yet. Obeka, we're just catching up on the news now. Lonzo's going to be either P1 or P21, you reckon? Not going to lie, the blue light looked sick. Yeah, the blue light does look good. I have GA tickets for Melbourne. Where are the best spots to see the track? My best suggestion would be on Friday. My suggestion for the Oz GP. Thursday, walk around the track, watch supercars and Porsche, and do all the activities around the track. Friday, practice day, walk during practice one. It's the quietest F1 day session of the weekend. Walk around the track. Best thing you can do. Experience the cars from turn 1, turn 3, the left, right. Just walk around the track in clockwise, and experience each corner. And then if you want to find a spot for practice 2, quali and stuff like that, I would say the best place to watch is the fast left, right. There's the hill you can watch. Genuinely, I've been to 4 different tracks now to watch F1, and the best place I've ever watched F1 cars, like, it's not maybe the best place to watch a race from, but the best place to watch cars and experience a Formula 1 car is turn, I think it's 10-11 at Oz GP, at Albert Park. Let me show you it. Australian Grand Prix turn 11 and 12. This plot here is the best place to watch Formula 1 in my opinion. You get to see them come down the long ass straight, which is even longer now. It obviously was 7 years ago. And then you get to see them come into the chicane here. This is generally the best place to watch an F1 car, in my opinion. Being able to see how much they grip up through these corners, through this sequence of corners, is nuts. That's a cool down lap. Look at that. It's mad. So I highly recommend that spot. Whether it's practice 1, quali, the race. I mean, you're going to have to camp out a little bit for quali in the race. But, yeah, highly recommend there for at least one of the practice sessions. It's such a good spot. And now imagine this with the quick new cars. It is generally such a good spot to watch F1 from. So even if you have Grandstand, I'm not even kidding. Even if you have Grandstand, Paddock Club, Marriott Bonvoy, Red Bull Energy Station, go to that spot for just one session during the weekend. You will not be disappointed. I guarantee you. Like I've had the privilege of being in Paddock Club, you know, grandstands in the paddock, different. I've at 4 different tracks. That GA spot is the best place I've ever watched F1 from. So highly recommend it if you're OzGP, no matter where you're sitting. Why they done yellow for lime though? Wait, true. I didn't even think about that. I guess because I've already had like so many green flavors recently. It's like a yellowy green though, you know what I mean? Will you be doing a watch long for the Drive to Survive series since you have more view? No, I won't be doing a watch long for Drive to Survive. That did not really work last year. Yeah, sadly. Maybe I'll do something in Discord, who knows, but yeah. Won't be getting here in NZ till June, July. Well, you guys will in June, July, you guys will get the winter edition that's out right now, which is the yellowy kind of looking can. Finished paying for Silverstone today. Can't wait. Hell yeah. It's wild. I've coached basketball there, but bam, it's an F1 track. Is this the last day of testing on track? Yes, it is. It is. Have you seen Kit Kats are using F1 for the Monaco and Silverstone GP? Wait, have you seen Kit Kats using F1 for the Monaco and Silverstone? Wait, what do you mean they use Kit Kats using F1? Do you mean they made F1 shaped chocolates? Because yes, I've been going into Sainsbury's every day to try see if they're there, but they're not there. Where's Drive 5 coming out? Drive 5 comes out the week before OzGP. I'm gonna get ready for work. Bye. Catch you later, Simon. For the wrappings. Oh, okay. Please do episode reactions to Drive to Survive. Is there a little of them on YouTube? I was thinking about doing that, Flash Barry. I was thinking like, kind of like old school YouTube style of just like react to it and super cut up and like, yeah, but it's just hard with copyright. Like, you know, it's a paid show. It's kind of hard to do. But the Dizzle. Yes, Ladizzle, thank you so much for the tier 1, dude. Really do appreciate you subbing for the very first time. Thank you for coming in with the tier 1, man. Really do appreciate you supporting. Ali, what is up, dude? Good to see you. Sup, Tom, thank you for the follow. Is Red Bull ready? It looks like Red Bull's already out on track, yeah. Max, have a break, have a Kit Kat. Wait, is Perez got his Kit Kat sponsor still? Because I know Gabriel Bordeleto's got Kit Kat now. Exclusive video of the AMR. What is this? Is this when it broke down?
No! Wait! No!
Why are they acting like he just retired from the lead of the race? Randomly generated. Simon Ghost, Will, Riverzo, Ro Bezen, Minty Gaming, Umaris. Thank you guys for the follows. That is kind of funny. That is kind of funny. Guys, my code is back working. Remember how I said I don't know if the code's working? My code is working again on Automobilist. If you guys haven't, if you guys want to get any of the posters that you see behind me, automobilist.com. Linked in chat is my affiliate link. but you don't even need the affiliate link anymore. All you need to do is use code Ponden20 at checkout, and you can get 20% off any posters on the website. So we've got this brand new RB22 poster, which they said they're going to be sending me. So that's going to go right there, I think. That's going to go right there. And I'm going to move the Brazil one up here, I think. But yeah, we got the beautiful RB22. You don't just have Red Bull posters, though, like all the ones behind me. You've got McLaren. You've got Ferrari. I think every single team other than Audi are partnered with Automobilist. No, I think every team is now. McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari, Aston, Haas, VCarb, Williams. Well, Sauber were, so probably Audi. Okay, we haven't got... Mercedes has lost its partnership. And then Cadillac. And then Alpine. Yeah. But you can get calendars. You can get generic, like, Grand Prix posters. There's so much you can get on the website. Oh, there you go. Alpine there. You can get that beautiful poster. But yeah, if you want to get any of these posters, code Ponden20 at checkout. Again, love these posters. You can get limited edition ones. Let me try to show you an example of what I mean by limited edition. Is this a limited one? No. Okay, so where's the limited edition one? They don't really do limited edition ones anymore, or am I tripping? Oh, maybe they don't do numbered ones anymore. Oh yeah, here's an example. It doesn't seem like they do many limited ones anymore, but like this one, you can just buy unlimitedly. As you know, there's unlimited copies. But then this one, the one that I have behind me here, has a number on it. Down at the bottom right. So like mine is numbered. Oh my god! Guess what number this is? Guess what number this is? 3 of 400. That is literally perfect. I was gonna say, like, people like getting numbers that relate to the driver. So if you got Lewis and you get 44 out of 400, then that's sick. Or in this case, I just got fucking 3. I've got 3 out of 400 on that one. That is lucky as fuck. So like this one up here in the top right. So yeah, so I think what must have happened is all their posters used to be limited. So this one in the top left, oh, you can't even see it, is out of 4,000. But I guess they just don't, they must not do that anymore because they'd rather just make as many as possible. See, this one here is only 200 on them. That's crazy. I didn't even realize it was 3 of number 3. Do they do other motorsports? Yes, they also do WEC, and I think they used to do rally as well, but maybe they don't anymore. Yeah, they do. They do WRC as well. So you get some pretty cool WEC posters as well. Like, look at that. That's fucking hot. I've actually never really looked at the WEC section before. Maybe I should have got a WEC one if I wanted some nice colors behind me. And then no more. WRC doesn't exist anymore. And then I think they've also got like paintings, fine art prints. These are obviously much more expensive, but they've also got these like almost like painting-esque ones you can get, like proper, like not really a poster, like proper artwork. Like this is fucking sick. Like that is so cool. Imagine that on your wall. That one's sick. Or like you can get this Porsche. So that's what the drawing looked like. That's what the design looks like. Anyways. Yeah, again, code Ponden20 at checkout. What a great number to have here. That's kind of crazy. Well, Max is 33, not 3. Well, he's 3'd out. No, he'll always be 33. Any car broke down this session? Not yet, not yet. F1 TV direction predictions? Terrible. Nah, they better, I hope they improve. On the topic of supercars before, did you know that there'll be Toyota Supras racing this year? I did. Is Chevrolet leaving? Because someone the other day in chat said we're going to have Ford versus Chevy versus Toyota, but Chevy's leaving, aren't they, for Toyota? Why did EA Sports haven't sponsored Max again? It looked good on his helmet. I guess money, right? Like EA probably didn't think it was worth it, / couldn't afford it, / another sponsor beat EA to the bid of getting it on his helmet. What are Red Bull, McLaren, and Ferrari doing? Because Soymoto is only posting Aston Martin. Right, let's keep scrolling through Discord so we can get to the news. Wait, is this a new video or is this old? That's old. Lando recorded 77 laps and covered over 358 kilometers. Oscar Piastri reportedly will take the track on day 4. Here's something that should scare you if you're not a Mercedes fan. Mercedes just did a 1:16.4 in Barcelona Shakedown. The race lap record is 15.7, set by Oscar Piastri in 2025, year of the old regs. That's kind of mad. I mean, we don't know if Mercedes was on a high fuel run or a low fuel run. I'm going to assume they're on a low fuel run because they're just doing a few laps coming in, a few laps coming in. That's mad. That's mad. I think it was a very positive test, to be honest, and we had lots of mileage on the car, which was the main focus of the test. I have achieved background peak. That is hot. That is hot. I found that funny how I thought there was an AI picture yesterday. Ricardo to supercars, make it happen. Australian supercars would pop off. I think I'd start watching it on stream. Oh, actually, I couldn't with time zones. If Daniel Ricciardo was competing. In 2015, McLaren and Honda completed 6 laps before having to stop the car. In 2026, Aston Martin and Honda completed 5 laps before having to stop the car. Poor Alonso, man. Poor Alonso. The AMR 26 has broken down. Oh, you're going to love Superwalk.
What is this? What is this? What is this?
Dad, I'm sorry.
Are you a demon?
Dad, I'm sorry.
Are you a demon?
I'm sorry.
What is this?
Fucking Superwalk, bro. Yo, people outside Australia and New Zealand, do you guys know what Superwalk is? Or is that like Australia, New Zealand thing only? What's the website for the posters, please? Automobilist.com. Let me type it in chat. Mobilist.com. Well, add .com on the end of that name. Then all the teams are covered. We really don't know, man. I mean, it's only Merckx doing these push laps at this point. Yeah, I mean, true. Soymoto is normally an Alonso news site, so may not get as much of other teams now, right? Max and Daniel Bathurst wild card would go crazy. Yes, no. Yeah, no, yeah, no. Okay, so it's like mixed. You either heard of them or you haven't. Oscar Piastri didn't drive the MCL 40 this afternoon due to McLaren encountering a fuel encounter issue. We look at that. My team tier list. What does this mean? Like, teams you like, I see. Newbie brought back the airbox wiglets on the Aston Martin AMR 26, just like on the 2005 MP4 20. Was it good on that car? And did the other teams copy? Or nah? When Honda quit and Red Bull Powertrain started building their engine, Honda basically gave their engine to Red Bull Powertrain and even helped them start development. And then what is Honda building their own their engine of now? So we had this discussion yesterday. I thought Red Bull bought the entire IP. They didn't. So Red Bull got a licensing deal with Honda, and then Honda got to keep their IP. So Red Bull's basically been working on their 2026 engine from scratch. Honda obviously had to work on their 2026 engine from scratch, but Red Bull would have taken a lot of their staff members for sure. But yeah, they're both essentially starting from scratch is what I've learned. Williams finally shipping the FW48 to Bahrain. The car is heavier than the plane. Is it about a crash? Okay. Oh my gosh. How does that even happen? So this I showed the Red Bull car would have looked like this, yeah, if Adrian stayed in Red Bull. Maybe. Randomly generated, and Bart V. Anderson then goes for the follows. Should I go to my lecture or keep watching the stream? I think you should keep going to your I think you should go to your lecture and be a good boy, but then put the stream up in the background. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Put it on the whiteboard in front of the whole class. More construction pictures. Spa Francorchamps has received some upgrades with the installation of new footbridge, redesigned stir entrance, and brand new tower. Wait, so there's going to be a bridge blocking the bottom of a Rouge now? Who decided that? So if you're standing down here, this is going to be a big bridge blocking the hill now. It's not a big deal, but there used to be a grandstand here, I'm fairly sure. Now you're just looking at a fucking bridge. That's dumb. Mercedes, yeah. Mercedes is no longer the only team who has done this. Aston Martin also anchors the nose to the second flap. Damn, so 2 teams doing that. Okay. Which one is your fave? Hell yeah. I mean, they just copied themselves. Rebel pulling one over on Max again. The lads never miss a chance to have a laugh. Wow, I really love this video and how you put the text over the main moment so you couldn't even see what was happening. Thanks, bro. 2006 race winners. Max comfort, max speed, max slowness, Max Verstappen. Remembering Alonso 2022 reliability started all the way back in preseason testing. Bro's never had a good engine. Again, Alonso, good team, everything's great, and then they decided to switch to Honda engines. Like, why? Why? What did they told him? George peacefully eating.
I want to sit back and relax and enjoy my evening. When all of a sudden, I hear this agitating, grating voice.
Okay. Funny how people believe a man in red who promises good things. This is going to be Ferrari, isn't it? I've seen this joke too many times. He does look like Santa a little bit, doesn't he? Nitrous oxide. No. Yeah, that's the NOS exhaust. Bro, Ripper Rouge aura photos, you'll be missed. Yeah, I don't know why they've done that. It's so kind of whack. Any lap times this morning? We haven't caught up just yet. We'll have a look in a second. They removed the HP logos from the rear wing. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of hope they haven't. I think you need something on the rear wing, otherwise it looks too plain. But my guess would be they just didn't put them on for some reason for testing. What we expected after their heated... Is this going to be... Watch, it's going to be AI, isn't it? Yeah. Was that worth the 7 buckets of water? Shakedown to the max. This press conference was absolutely hilarious. I mean, you have the instigator, aka Dan Ricciardo, plus the laugh. Okay, I already seen that. Incredible photo of the cockpit in the A526. That is cool. 0.5. Bam and Bottas, Bortoleto, Gasly, Verstappen, and Leclerc are already out on track this morning. Here we go. Here's the news of this morning. We've caught up. Bam. So Haas, Cadillac, Audi. It's so weird saying Cadillac and Audi instead of Sauber and whatever the fuck. Haas, Cadillac, Audi, Alpine, Red Bull, and Ferrari are out on track today. The only 2 teams we shouldn't see out on track today are Mercedes. What is that name, Mercedes and VCARB. Because they've completed all their times. Here we go. Only 2 teams, Mercedes and Racing Bulls, have completed their allowance of 3 days so far, so it won't be running today. So today's action should involve McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari, Aston Martin, Alpine, Haas, Audi, and Cadillac. No Williams, obviously. Piastri also on the track. Aston Martin is the only team left. Oh my god, how has Aston done 5 laps of testing and they're still not out? Come on, lock in! Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen spotted against each other. That's cool. The fuck? Is this Alonso? Alonso made it out. Alonso made it out. Alonso's out. Alonso's out. Alonso's out. Fernando hits the track. First time the Asturian is behind the wheel of the AMR 26. He's done 2 laps and returned to the pits. Damn, that car looks crazy. Williams decided to do virtual tests. No test data from Barcelona. Being equipment and operations team to Barcelona. I'll bring equipment operations team to Barcelona. Wait 4 days to leave the garage. Put Lance in the car. Break down after 2 minutes of testing. No test data from Barcelona. Yeah, so I was going to say, like, if Aston don't get much laps in today, I don't know if it was worth spending all that money and time to get to the track, because at that point, you may as well just not have bothered. Well, it's always good to just get on track, but I don't know. They kind of like rushed to get here, and then it wouldn't have been worth it. Reasons why fans of 10 out of 11 teams will be happy today. You will not hear that a Mercedes driver went fastest in Barcelona. True. Verstappen on track. Sounds good. Sounds good. Give him the Oscar now. Cool. Thanks, Instagram Rails. Fernando Alonso on track. Let's have a good listen to this Honda engine. Oh, the audio is kind of shit. Cube. Yeah, sick. Sick vid. It's gonna be 1:15 when Alonso pushes. Ponden should have picked up some Spanish by now. Yeah, probably. Probably should have. You're right. You're right. Who's this? Audi and Cadillac racing on track. I think Fry's not trying to get flying laps, so I don't think many teams are trying to get flying laps. It's just they're trying to progress their car quicker to get more comfortable and push the engine as much to the limit. I've watched F1 ever since Abu Dhabi 21, but even I can tell you Lando will never be a world champion. That's gotta be a troll message. That's gotta be a troll message. Hear me out. Audi will get more than 2 podiums. Ooh, I would love that. 7 versus Wild, the best. I would love that. Is Racing Bulls F1 Fantasy team worth it? Well, F1 Fantasy is not up for this year, so it depends how much they cost. But they could be. I wonder how Fantasy is going to work when no one knows the pecking order yet. Like, is every team just going to cost the same? Like, how is this going to work? It's going to be very interesting. So far, the times. Alonso has done a 1... What's happening on my PC? 125.8, 126.1, 128.0. My PC's catching on fire, guys. Why in all these videos does the Honda sound quiet? Is that just because this guy's mic sucks? But the other video, the Red Bull sounded amazing. How many laps has Aston done so far? Only a few. Yeah, why is the light blue again? Is Adrian Newey colorblind? What's up, T-Back? How does the Monaco pit lane work with 11 teams this year? Yeah, I don't know yet. I think there's only 10 garages, right? M's Papaya, F1 Gulio. There goes the follows. Aston runs with 10% of their power, probably. Right, okay. I just didn't see that on day one. Loudest, coldest moment. This is a cool edit. Is it gonna load, or am I gonna see some bullshit real?
Because I'm asking you to.
What? That ain't allowed to edit. That ain't allowed to edit. Atlassian Williams 2026. Okay, dude. We looked at Oscar's interview already. Ferrari insiders report that SF26 does have a working engine. Wow. Really? Didn't know that. The child in you has loved them. Pierre Gasly, Lionel Messi, John Cena, whoever that is, Rafael Nadal, Pink Power Ranger, Cristiano Ronaldo, Margot Robbie, Pink Panther, Jigglypuff. Who are these two? Is that a cricketer? I'm gonna assume that's a cricketer. He's got a Red Bull logo on his. Maybe I should know who that is. Who the hell's that? I do like this color. To be fair, pink is a good looking color when it's done right. Like Inter Miami, done amazingly. That Real Madrid kit, done amazingly. That not so much. Indian young cricketer and Suzuka from Doraemon. Sorry, Vibhav is the 14-year-old, right? He's 14? I heard they're running slowly on purpose, possibly to test the low speed aero. Well, I think they just don't want to. They just want to make sure the car's working right before they push it too much, and then it dies, like yesterday. In other news, Miami has announced that it will have a super yacht as a new hospitality offering this season. There's no way there's gonna be a yacht. That isn't even a yacht at the Grand Prix. To be honest, people are gonna cry about this. Actually, I actually take I take back what I said. People are gonna cry about this, but this is a really cool marketing thing. Rather than having a boring building, a boring hospitality building that's just a building, shaping it like a yacht is amazing marketing because it looks cool, it catches your eye, you instantly see it as a yacht, and it's MSC Cruises. That is cool. The fake marina was dumb because they weren't real boats, so why do you care about sitting on a boat trackside? That makes no sense. This is just a hospitality building shaped as a yacht. That is really cool. That is actually really, really cool. This is dead though. Because like, why do you need a fake marina? That makes no sense. Why why would you want to sit on an uncomfy, claustrophobic boat? This is cool. This is good marketing. Great marketing at a shit track. They should have a real water, no walls track. Imagine. How does the F1 fantasy thing work? I have no idea. Once it comes out, you'll just have to play it and kind of figure it out. But basically, you get a budget and then you pick drivers and teams, and the better the teams do, the better the drivers do, the more points you get. What if they weren't any walls and they added real water? So if you crash in turn 5, you drown. Okay. 2 of you are evil in chat. If the team uses their filming day and was only able to do 100 kilometers that day, they'll be able to do a second day for the 100 kilometers left. Oh, I see. Yeah. Interesting. That would cost a lot of money. Volume up. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Is this a practice start? God, do they launch quicker than that definitely launched quicker than last year. Wait, I need to do a comparison here. Paddock F1 Paddock Club race start. What do I even search to find this? F1 race start top down view. All right, someone go find a top down view like this of the race start or another pit lane start. It definitely looks quicker. Definitely quicker, right? Usually the cars like kind of rev and then they slowly get up to speed, and then once they get to maybe like, I don't even know, like second phase, second, third gear, I don't know the specifics, been there quick, but that was like pretty quick straight away. But that might just be the angle. I think that's quicker. Someone find a vid. Yeah, and that probably has less power as well. Like he's not going full out, and he was in the pit lane, so he has to be a little bit more careful. I bet that's kind of banging, to be fair. It's kind of banging. Must be the angle. Last day secret test. Yes, last day of the shakedown. Just don't let Hammond drive. True. It's lower weight. Practice start. Pit lane start. Yeah, someone find a video. Electric battery produces better jerk. That's what I'm thinking. I'm sure that the battery's helping with the starts a bit. Is Rebel driving today? Yeah, they're back out on track, thankfully. So crunchy that sound is. I think F1 Fantasy would go based off of constructors last year. Yeah, true. They probably will, yeah. And then they'll balance out from there. Aston don't count as on track. They are in a road car. Has anyone been able to find a video? Do the rain lights have to be red? Because if not, I don't know why all teams don't choose other colors. Yeah, I guess they have to be red. Unless you're Aston and you get a blue, and you get blue lights because you're going so slow. Hunter, thank you for the follow. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube or TikTok right now, come join us on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Ponden. That's the place to be if you haven't joined us already. I'm not able to go live on YouTube all the time, so Twitch is the place to be. What's weird about George being world champion? There is nothing weird about it at all. Facts. Red just doesn't deviate as much, so easy to see. Yeah, exactly. Pretty sure red is the standard for visibility, yeah. You better behave. You better behave. Time so far. Piastri 17.4. That's a good lap. Verstappen 18.5. That's a good lap. Behrman 19.0. Okay. We're getting the times down now. We're getting the times down now. We like to see it. Setback from McLaren. We saw that. 2026 cars running in the wet. This is the video from the other day, right? Yeah, this is the Ferrari and Red Bull on day 2. The aero freaks would have loved this. It definitely looks like they're spray, but it's hard to tell how much water is on the track. I think Haas is definitely top 6 car, which is good news. It's hard to tell, to be honest. In the midfield, what's happening. Even in the front field, to be honest. I think Mercedes is clear top at the moment. I'm not saying they're going to be top team this year, although it's probably likely. But like Mercedes is probably top. Aston, Williams, Cadillac are definitely last, and probably Audi as well. But the McLaren, Mercedes, McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari, Haas, Alpine, VCARB are all kind of like, I don't know where they are at the moment, to be honest. Like, Ferrari's reliability looks good. Their lap times aren't as good as Red Bull's. Red Bull's lap times look good. Their reliability looks decent as well, but the Ford's been having some reliability issues on the VCARB, so... and then obviously had just crashing, set them back a little bit. And then, yeah, VCARB looked decent. Haas looked decent. Alpine looked decent. Alpine had a couple issues. VCARB have had a couple issues. So, yeah, Haas had a couple issues. Rear suspension with the AMR 26. That's crazy how it's connected to the rear wing. Surely that's not stable. Wait, so, I mean, obviously if your rear wing gets fucked, your rear wing gets fucked. But, like, surely that's, like, I don't know. Like, surely if you hit a curb wrong, that's, like, I don't know. I ain't good when it comes to car parts. But surely that's, like, that must feel... That just seems like a crazy design to me, man. Bonsto, Happy, Peter Legend. Thank you guys for the follows. How do you say if the spray is good or bad? Just how much like visibility there is in the air. I think, but Haas will be faster than Ferrari. Haas will be faster than Ferrari, you think? If that happens, that's embarrassing. McLaren being quicker than Mercedes isn't that big of a deal. Haas being quicker than Ferrari as their customer team, that is ridiculous. You know what I'm looking at? So look at the rear suspension, right? So the normal Red Bull 2026 F1 Shakedown. Let's just use the Red Bull, for example. Where's a good photo? I don't know if I'm going to be able to find a good photo, to be honest. Maybe I'll use an old F1 car just for an example. So, yeah, as an example. So the rear suspension on an old F1 car connects into the car itself, right? So there's the rear wing. It connects into the back of the car, into the actual structure of the car. But if you look at Adrian Newey's AMR 26, it's connected to the rear wing. It's not connected. See how this one's connected inside the car or into the structure of the car? This is connected to the rear wing, which is crazy. Because the rear wing, I don't know, is the rear wing really that strong to handle the suspension? Like, look, okay, I'm a complete dummy, okay, when it comes to car parts and aero and stuff like that. But like, this is just my dumb understanding. But like, the rear wing moves around, right? Like, we saw the Red Bull in that B Sport video yesterday, how it moves around under load. Is this to help stabilize the rear wing? Or could this cause problems where if the rear wing becomes unstable for whatever reason, then you're going to start affecting the rear tires? Like, I don't know. Surely that's a stability issue, is it not? Because isn't the rear wing getting fucking pelted with air? And won't that affect the feeling on the rear tires? But again, that's just me being, that's just my new brain working. But I think the middle column connected to the rear suspension and the wing is only there for stability rather than structure. Oh yeah, that doesn't seem to be wheel suspension. Possibly like a supporting beam. You don't reckon that's wheel suspension? Well, everyone online is saying it is. Maybe we haven't got a good enough look yet, but I don't think bumps or suspension damage will do much to the drive of the wing. I don't think that's suspension rod. Might be stability. Maybe. Well, everyone online is saying it's suspension. It's probably the beam wing, not part of the suspension. Yeah, but beam wings have been banned this year, have they not? Maybe okay, again, another theory. Has he made a beam wing look like a suspension? Oh, it's connected to the wheel though, but it's not actually connected to the wheel. Maybe. Some Irish beer can. How's it going, dude? Do you have a pick from the back? I think it's like a low quality one. It's not the rear wing, it's the support beam for the rear wing. I've been lied to online again. To be fair, it does shoot out of the weird spot. Wait, I think Aston did put a photo out of the rear wing. Let me have a look. I think it's here, right? Oh, here we go. Well, this will answer our question. It definitely connects to the tire. It definitely connects to the tire. Whether it connects to the tire itself as a piece of suspension, or whether it connects to the tire and acts as a beam wing. I think maybe my second theory is true. I actually think my second theory is true I reckon Adrian's connected this to the tire and called it a suspension, but it's actually a beam wing. Because my understanding, right? Again, I don't know shit about this. Oh, I'm learning. I'm learning a lot these last couple of days. Obviously I know a lot about F1. I just don't know a lot about like the cars. But like beam wings are banned this year, right? Wait. Let me use our favorite Google AI. Are beam wings banned in 2026 F1? Yes, beam wings are effectively banned. Okay, so maybe this is Adrian's way of making a beam wing, but it's a loophole because it's a suspension, but it's not actually a suspension. Interesting. Because I feel like connecting your suspension to your rear wing would just be fucked. Look at the photo on Discord. We'll have a look at it a sec. Maybe connects to the wheel cover. Beam wings are still there, but they're basically neutralized, flat looking, so not creating downforce. Beam wings are the parts that hold up the rear wings, but they are mandatory to be flat, aka do nothing. Oh, okay. Anyways, we're learning. Either way, it's very interesting. What the fuck? Very interesting because no other team has done this. Shout out Adrian. All right, guys, I need to go poo. It's that time of the morning. It is that time of the morning. It is poo time. I'll be back in a moment, and then we'll continue scrolling on with the news. I'll let this beautiful video of the Mercedes play. I'll be back in a sec. TikTok, I'm going to end the stream there. Come join us on Twitch if you haven't already. Twitch.tv/Ponden. I'll be back live soon. What a weird guy. I'm a weird guy because I need a poo. Huh? Natural causes is weird, huh? What the fuck is wrong with some of you? What is wrong with some of you? It's so loud. My ears, man. It's so loud. Turn your volume down. Hello? Are we that stupid now? What? And also, why would you tell us you're going poo? Wow, you're always going poo. Do you guys not go poo once a day? Do you guys not go poo once a day, huh? Do you guys not go poo once a day? I'm sorry, but when I feel like I need a poo, I go poo. I'm not gonna sit here and shit myself on stream. What do you want me to do? Poo before I stream? I'm sorry, I don't feel like pooing before I stream. I don't feel like pooing after I stream. I just happen to poo when I need a poo when I'm live. I also stream almost all day. It's bound to happen. And I say I'm going poo, so you know that I'm not going to be gone for 2 seconds. Because then I come back. If I go, hey, I'll be right back. I come back and everyone's like, did you poo? What took you so long? Did you hit the bong? I swear, man. I swear. BRB, gotta go take a shit now? Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. You lot acting like you don't shit. Thank you, Darth Anus. Thank you. Why are people grossed out? Exactly. Why would you say it on stream? That's like girls saying they need to pee publicly. What? What's wrong with that? I need to pee. The word poo is just dumb. Oh my god. It's so loud. My ears, man. What is happening? I can't. You people, some of you are funny. Some of you make me laugh. Some of you make me laugh, man. Why would you say it on stream? That's not normal. I'm sorry. That's just the way I move. That's the way I move. Check Discord. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. I haven't taken a shit for 500 years. I'm very constipated. What cretin is saying girls say they need to pee is weird? Like, consider uninstalling YouTube. I might consider uninstalling Twitch chat in general after these last few days. All right, where are we up to? Why did it scroll me back up, for fuck's sakes? We're up to the fucking suspension thingy. Fernando Alonso's on its 122. The store had warned us about the Spec A, and in fact, when you look at the top team's cars, the SF26 is clearly the most basic. As for developments towards Melbourne, there will be new floor and updated bodywork everywhere, but not a Spec B. Okay. You're out of this world. You're built in blue. What is this shit, bro? Oscar Petrie sets the fastest time of the morning so far of 18.9. Rebel receives spare parts and major Max Verstappen boost. Rebel Racing has received crucial spare parts in major Max Verstappen boost. Rebel Racing has received crucial spare parts needed to repair the RB22, enhancing the likelihood of Max Verstappen participating in Friday's session at the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya. The team had been uncertain about their participation after a crash earlier this week. The accident involving Isaac Hedger on Tuesday caused significant damage to the rear of the RB22, forcing Rebel to miss track time on both Wednesday and Thursday. This left Verstappen with limited opportunities to gather data and experience on the track. Verstappen, a 4-time world champion. I swear, this account always just, it's like trying to get as many words in your essay as possible. They always write the most biggest waffle on all their fucking posts. Leak footage from the Williams HQ.
James! What? Stop filing!
I'm looking for the sodding socket thing that you need to take that out. Do you know where it is? Do you know where it is?
No.
Do you know what it looks like?
Yes!
No, you don't.
James! What are you doing, James? To be fair, for this test, it's just the engine that needs to work. 100%, but it's cool to look at everything else. In 2017, Charlotte Leclerc went through a deeply personal. We saw that already. Oh my God. Mercedes will be official F1 safety car and medical car supplier for 2026. Full story. And no more Aston Martin safety cars. Chat GPT R content. It honestly feels like that. The audio mix on phone is so bad. So to hear upon, you have to crank it. Using good headphones doesn't show true audio mix. Really? The Esteban is rumored to be running with its engine limited to 250 kilometers per hour. They just did a 125 lap a few minutes ago. First glimpse of the AMR 26 might be capable of. I am Jewichik. February 2026. I am Jewichik tour. We the biggest Jewichik of them all. Dalai Lama is going to be on the tour 2026 album. I am Jewichik. I am music, the biggest and juiciest juicy of them all. Ponden, you will be invited for Milonsky. You know what? I'll let you self-promo solely because you made a livery. Solely because you made a... Oh, of course it's a Yano. Of course it's a Yano viewer. I wouldn't expect anything less from a Yano viewer. The nose is really big, and the front wing is a mixture of Mercedes and Red Bull. Like, they have only 2 flaps like Mercedes. Yeah, it's interesting Mercedes and Aston have gone with the 2 flaps. Fernando Alonso, pilot. I'm going to assume this says Fernando Alonso driving the Asian Nui car. The RB22 probably will use a Wii steering wheel. Shut up. AMR's rear suspension uses a link wishbone mounted to the base of the rear wing's double pylon. This unusually high layout is clearly aero-driven and echoes concepts seen on Asian New design cars, notably the high, intricate rear suspension of the Red Bull RB16B, which devoted its 2021 development tokens to rear end and gearbox upgrades. I see. The Aston looks so aggressive. We've highlighted some key features of the AMR26, including what our technical expert Gary Anderson calls a size 0 and then some side pod, and the return of the horns on the side airbox. Not to be delusional, but Ferrari doesn't look bad. No, they're running pretty well so far. Decent times, good reliability. How did we just go from house to fucking Tiger? Is this a new Tiger song? I don't even know what this is. Are you going to do a I am Jewish chick? Ponden. Yep, that's my name. Your shit goes into the toilet. You don't take it out. Exactly. All right. We can calm down with that. Lyrics like that. I don't know about the engine, though. I feel like the Honda going to let them down. Oh, for sure. For sure. Ray Naldi, Chases Mid, Bonso, Happy, and that Asian name I can't read. Thank you guys for the follows. Don't worry about the AMR26. Wait until the final test is over and the first race has been run. Then have a look. I keep seeing this comment in chat. Who cares about testing? The times in testing don't matter. It doesn't matter until the first race. Everyone knows that. But just like in a Formula 1 season where just because you win the first race doesn't mean you're going to win the championship at the end of the year. It's a progress. It's a timeline. And right now, the timeline is Mercedes is at the top and Williams is at the bottom. And it's interesting to see how the cars move over the timeline. We might get to the first race and Mercedes aren't the best team. But right now, they are the best team. And that's how Formula 1 works. Just because it's testing doesn't mean anything. That's like watching the first race and being like, who cares that Kimi Antonelli got his first race win because... doesn't even matter. By the time he gets to Abu Dhabi, they won't be the best team. Like, no, it's fun right now to look at the pecking order. Right now, Mercedes is at the top and Williams is at the bottom. And then by the time we get to preseason test, Williams might be the 3rd best team because they actually come on track. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's fun to follow that timeline. It's so annoying when you're talking about testing and it's like, no, just wait till the first race. It's like, you can still talk about stuff though and have like a rough pecking order in your head. Is Red Bull running today? They are. Did FIA approve that spec you mentioned? Everything would be approved, yeah. McLaren front wing bending trick is mind-boggling. Fernando Alonso hits the track. First time that's literally already been linked. It's already been linked, bro. Yo, man, Tommy, good to see you guys. When F1 fans complain about F1 creators talk about F1, I know, right? It's so annoying. I'm sure you guys experience it a lot. But yeah, these testing streams I've been doing, it's been insane to see the who cares about testing? Who cares about this? That means nothing. It's like, guys, let's enjoy. Let's enjoy. But good to see you guys. Congrats on winning the Creator of the Year award at Autosport. Big shout out to Autosport for doing a Creator award. We love to see it. Much deserved win. I feel like Ferrari is the least confident, least ambitious team currently. They're like, they want to play it safe. No risks, no concepts. But I always felt like F1 is about taking risks and hoping it works. You feel like Ferrari is not being ambitious? I wouldn't say Ferrari is the least confident, but I do feel like Ferrari are much more tame in their approach this year. I feel like the last couple years, last year, Ferrari went all out with fucking like the aura farming on socials just to fall flat on their face. This year, I feel like they've really toned it back. They did a nice little video for their race suits. They did a nice little video for their jerseys, but they're not putting out statements like, we're going to come in hot this year or anything like that. So I do agree. They're not like ambitious in that sense, but I don't think they're playing it safe with their car. Okay, maybe you could argue McLaren, Aston, and Red Bull have gone, and even Mercedes have gone for very aggressive approaches, and Ferrari's got a bit more standard. Maybe, but yeah, I wouldn't say they're playing it safe, to be honest. Makes sense. Merca looking good because they never mastered that complicated floor of ground effect error, and now it's back to flat fours. Look, I think Ferrari want to understand the car rather than guess and checking without knowing why it makes any sense. Because of a horrible season for them, based on their lineup, they should have done better, which is un-Ferrari of them. I'm begging and praying for a decent Ferrari season. Yeah, it's just crazy, man, how like Ferrari used to be a top 3 team. I mean, they're still in the Big Four, obviously. They're still a Big Four team, of course. But like, they dropped down to P4 last year in the Big Four. And like coming into these new regs, it used to be like Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull. That's all you'd look at. And now you've got McLaren in the mix. And now you've got even potentially a team like Aston Martin in the mix. Audi even potentially in the mix. And like, you know, there is a world, I'm not saying this is my prediction, but there is a world where like Ferrari generally finish like P6 next year. Or lower. Yeah, but they finished P6 in 2020. Yeah, that's because they had the fucking a cheating ban or whatever it was, but yeah. Just in time for some Ferrari slander, you know it. No, I know I criticize Ferrari a lot, but I also defend Ferrari a lot because like Ferrari will do a normal thing that any team does, and then people are like, see, look, Ferrari suck, and it's like McLaren literally did that. All right, that's enough Ponden for me. I appreciate you stopping in. I'm assuming this is Matt on the account right now. I'm assuming this is Matt. Because if it was Tommy, he'd be joining in. Hope for my sake too. Last year was a struggle. They could have been so good after 2022. Yet they fumbled big time. I don't know what happened with them in 2022. Like, they came out the gate so strong, and then I don't know. I don't know what even does anyone actually know what happened in 2022? But in 2025, I think 2025 was their... Actually, I want to hear your thoughts on this, Matt. What's your thoughts on Ferrari in 2025? Because I think that is a fumble. I think leaving the 2024 season with a car that you understood, that seemed pretty decent, and then going, you know what? We're going to come in with a whole new approach in 2026. 2025. A whole new approach. And then they had to spend the whole year learning their car for no reason at all because there was new regs anyway. They'll either win or be beaten by Cadillac. No in between. Beaten by Cadillac. If they get, or we would just talk about this. If Ferrari get beaten by Haas, like McLaren beating Mercedes, it's like, okay, McLaren spend millions of dollars. They've got great drivers. They've got a great team. McLaren beating Mercedes as the customer team, that's fine. Haas beating Ferrari would be hilariously bad. The floor directive at Spa. The floor directive at Spa is what fucked them up, you reckon? It's possible that Ferrari engine may not have any customers by next regulation cycle, kind of like developing their own engine. With GM, Haas maybe with Toyota. I don't think Haas won't be... Haas and Toyota won't be making the new engine, but yeah, there is a world where Cadillac move to... well, they're going to move to their own engine, so yeah. But I don't think Ferrari really care. I mean, even Mercedes said themselves they want to cut back on customer teams to save themselves time, so... A whole new car for 1 year left of regulations was definitely a choice, yeah. I love Fred, but that made no sense to me. 2022 was a generational fumble. See, the thing is, I don't think it was a fumble. I think Ferrari was... People blame Charles or blame Ferrari for throwing away 2022, but I don't think Red Bull was going to get beaten or Max was going to get beaten that year. Even if you take out all Leclerc's mistakes, even if you take out all Ferrari's mistakes, I still think Max would have won that championship. It just would have been a better, more entertaining season for us to watch. So I wouldn't say it was a fumble. It was just... I mean, maybe it could have been a fumble. Maybe a letdown. I don't know. I just don't know how they didn't really, like, develop like the other teams did from 2022. I imagine they developed in 2022 like McLaren and Mercedes did. Then they would have been... in a great position. Lando being a great driver is hilarious. McLaren has one great driver, and it ain't Lando. Okay, bro. Okay. He's rage baiting. Get on him. The floor technical directive to stop porpoising seemed to hurt Ferrari. Oh, okay, right. That's what you meant. Binotto thrust Ferrari into winning races and then got fired for not winning the championship. Yeah. Same thing happened with Maurizio. Like, Maurizio was finishing P2, and then they were like, we're a P1 team. Fired Maurizio, and then brought in Binotto. They went backwards. And then they brought in Fred and kind of stayed put. Yeah. Binotto should have never been team principal. He doesn't know how to manage people, I don't think. Maurizio was overhated. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really follow Formula 1 back then, so I don't really know too much about him. But he seemed like, to me, he seemed like a good guy. He seemed like he knew how to run a team. But Ferrari's standards were so high. Like, back then, P2 was not good enough. Retro Avenge, Sushi, there goes the follows. Fred's a nice guy, I like him, but he can be ruthless. Oh, but can he be ruthless? Yeah. Signing Lewis was also a choice. But I don't think it was a bad choice. I don't think signing Lewis was a bad choice. Like, the $100 million doesn't come out of, or euros, whatever the fuck it was, doesn't come out of the budget cap. So who cares about how much money was spent? Lewis, yes, was struggling at Mercedes, but all we knew at that time was Lewis was struggling in Mercedes. Obviously, in hindsight, we now know he's struggling in the regs, so it probably wasn't the best signing. I think we'll truly see how ruthless... Yo! Miss Cattington! Thank you for the 5 gifted. Yo, W's in chat for Miss Cattington. Thank you so much for dropping a 5-bomb. Up to 35 gifted subs now. Hell yeah. Appreciate that, Miss Cattington. Thank you for supporting, as always. We're close to the sub goal. Thank you so much, Miss Cattington. Hope you're doing well today. What was I saying? I always get distracted by the subs. A good distraction, of course. Oh, I guess we'll see how truly ruthless Fred is when at the end of this year. Because let's assume Lewis is not up to Leclerc standards, up to Ferrari standards at the end of this year. Because it is looking like that's probably going to be the case. I hope not, but that's what it's kind of looking like. Is he going to re-sign Lewis because it's Lewis, or is he going to drop him? To be honest, I think Lewis will probably end up retiring before he can get dropped anyway, but... Leclerc just did a 16.9? Damn! Yeah, Ferrari are looking good this test. They are looking good. And before someone comes in chat and goes, it's just testing, who cares? They've put the second fastest time of the week, and it shows that they've got up to speed with their car, They've got a good amount of laps in with their engine, all right? So calm down. I'm not saying they're about to win the World Championship, but they've got it up to pace well. Whilst Cadillac is still stuck in the 20s, and Audi have done no laps, and Honda and Aston have done no laps, and Williams haven't even showed up to testing, and that's about it. Ferrari are actually on it, which is good. I think young drivers will have an advantage this year because racing will be more like a video game with the whole boost, overtake, charge buttons. Yeah, I mean, we kind of spoke about this yesterday. I said how, like, I don't think Max likes the idea of, like, just my assumption. I don't think Max likes the idea of the overtake, boost, recharge because he's just a purist racer. He's a racist, you know what I mean? But I low-key think he'll like it because it gives him something to learn. It gives him an advantage over the other drivers, whilst, you know, drivers are still trying to get better at racing and get to the consistency level that Max Verstappen's at. Max can just learn these new buttons, you know what I mean? I don't know, but I don't think he'll like it. But he definitely will have the advantage in the sense of he has that extra capacity to kind of use that brain power to focus on something new. Poor year for Lewis this year, and we get Ollie Behrman in for 27, I reckon. Yeah, I would love that. Although, again, it's just a fucking rumor, but I saw a rumor yesterday that Bortoletto is favorite to get the Ferrari seat, and I was just like, we've really got to skip Behrman, who's a part of the Ferrari Academy, to sign another rookie who's maybe not as good, or not shown that he's as good. Like, that's risky. But yeah, talk about the juniors. I think we've got Kamara and Fornaroli, and Dunn as well, and potentially even Browning, breathing down a lot of these people's necks now. Like especially Fornaroli, double champ. Kamara, rookie of the year, amazing F3 season. Dunn, great talent, just needs to tidy it up. Yeah, if Colton Herta has a good F2 season, he'll be breathing down a few people's necks. Yeah, obviously with Alonso, Lewis getting old, it'll be interesting the next couple of years. I mean, everyone's fucking contract runs out this year, basically. It's going to be really interesting to see. Miss Caddington is a Dalai Lama supporter. Oh my god. Hyping you for actually streaming. I appreciate that, Miss Caddington. What do you mean actually streaming? We've been live almost every day this year. Pretty shit trade-off for Sainz. I think young drivers will have an advantage this year because the racing will be more like... Wait, I read that. I scrolled too far up. Is Red Bull on track? Yes, they're on track today. They're back out, thank God. Ferrari also top 2014 testing for mileage and pace. Look how that ended. Yeah, true. You got to take testing with a grain of salt, but as you said, you can absolutely start to figure out who does. Yeah. Again, like I said before, I don't look... Me saying, I'm obviously joking about Mercedes being too good and saying nerf them and stuff like that. I'm taking the piss. But like, I don't look at this and go, oh, Mercedes is going to win the championship. Although, if I'm being honest, before the season started, I predicted Mercedes was going to win the championship. After testing, I'm probably going to put George Russell and Mercedes as my drivers and constructors championship as of right now. Because that's the knowledge we have, right? Like, we just got to go off of the knowledge we have. But I'm not doing it off of testing. I'm doing it off of the whole picture. But yeah, like I was saying before, like, you're not looking at testing being like, oh, Ferrari, second fastest time. They're going to be second in the championship. I don't think I'll put Ferrari as second in my championship predictions. But it's nice to see the timeline and the progress. Because I think that's what people sometimes forget is like, if Mercedes, or let's use Ferrari, for example, if Ferrari can show their progress over the course of 3 testings. Now, keep in mind, I think people forget this. I see people saying, oh, Williams missing testing. Who cares? It's only Shakedown. No one cares. People forget that that's 8 hours a day. That's 24 hours total of track time. That's 5 Grand Prix. Think about how much you can progress and develop your car in 5 races. Right? Usually it's about race 6, 7 that you start to see upgrades. So 1 test is equivalent to the span of time that teams take to upgrade their car. So in 3 tests, we can really see almost a full, well, not a full season. what is it? 5 Grand Prix, 15. Over half of a F1 season we can see in testing time. So if Ferrari can show to me that they can come out on track and slowly build up their times and their reliability and bring new parts and stuff like that, they show me confidence that I can believe in them this season in developing their cars throughout the season. So yeah, testing obviously take it with a grain of salt, but if Audi are coming out on track and breaking down and they can't understand their car, I'm not going to put them high up in my championship predictions, because even though testing doesn't matter, that shows to me that they're going to be on the back foot at the start of the season and they haven't figured out their issues by the end of testing. Whereas Ferrari was showing that they are developing. So I don't know, you kind of just have to like take the whole picture into account. I can't wait to actually see the onboards and seeing how the cars drive, because I still remember 2021, the Mercedes, like you literally turning around the corners, it was understeering, it was oversteering. Lewis ended up in the gravel and people were like, they're sandbagging, they're sandbagging. It's like, who cares what the times say? Who cares what this says? The car is undrivable right now. Like it literally won't turn around a corner. And I can't remember. I didn't do like prediction videos and stuff back then, but I'm fairly sure I predicted like we were going to have a championship fight between Red Bull and Lewis. People were like, you're crazy. And look what ended up happening. But if you just watch the car on board, it was just terrible to drive. You gotta wait about that. I'm really scared though, because I don't want the client to be midfield again. I want action. Obviously not Spidey. Tommy does not chill on Twitch for fun. Arvid could have advantage of not having to unlearn anything, but I guess he would have to learn from scratch too. Yeah, true. Justin, what is up, dude? Is Max driving day? He is full day. Bama must be next in line for Ferrari, but I think Bortoleto will 100% be a solid F1 driver. Oh, for sure. That wasn't me dissing Bortoleto, by the way. It was more like, is it really worth bidding off your academy driver for Bortoleto? Probably not. What are your thoughts on Teo Porcher? Is he definition of wrong place, wrong time? Yeah, he probably would have made it to F1 at the right time. Like, he was young, he was talented, he proved himself. But then again, he's gone off to IndyCar / Super Formula, and he hasn't done too great. Nah, Merca OP need to be nerfed immediately. Yeah, honestly. I was talking about it before, but if we get to the end of this year and Mercedes wins the championship, and then next year they're slow or slower, everyone's going to be talking about that compression trick. I mean, everyone's going to be talking about the compression trick the whole year now. Okay, what the fuck is this music? Wuffy! Wuffy is how you pronounce it? Thank you so much for the 300 bits, dude.
Listen, Ponden young man, if you haven't seen Nicky Loudon on TV and seen Senna and Prost live in several races and follow from there, then you're not diehard F1 fan.
True. I may as well just hang it up right now. Thank you so much for the 300 bits though, dude. Yeah, it's so crazy. I'm in my 8th season of Formula 1, right? 8th season. 8th season of Formula 1. And I've watched every practice session, every quali, every race. I've streamed 4 times a week for the last 6 years covering F1. I've gone to races. I've watched so many videos, and I still have people be like, "Yeah, but you got into the sport from Drive to Survive. You're a Drive to Survive fan. You don't even know what you're talking about." Like, yeah, I don't know every fucking detail of the aerodynamics of a fucking car because I dropped out of fucking high school and I didn't study aerodynamics. But does that mean I can't watch a sport and know about a sport? Like, are we serious right now? Like, it blows my mind, man. It blows my mind. Dynamicist with... who's been watching F1 for 2 years, apparently knows more than someone who's been watching for 8 seasons. Testing does matter, as now it gives Audi time to get their issues right if they can. Could work out well if they are only a little behind in pace. Oops, I spelled that wrong. I was meant to say I really hope that McLaren is not midfield. Oh, right. Leclerc half a second off. With mediums. How do we know what tires everyone's on, man? I don't get it. You have more wheel knowledge than most. The keyboard warriors, I guarantee, no less. Yeah, 100%. That's the thing. Whenever I see people make comments like that, I'm like, don't get me wrong, they might have more knowledge than me, but I don't know. I think people forget, yeah, I just because I make a joke on stream, or I'm silly on the stream, or I can't fucking hop in my sim rig and drive a good lap on the F1 game, or maybe I have the wrong opinion or opinion different to some people sometimes. It doesn't mean I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, what? Mercedes have the higher raw HP, but doesn't the Ferrari steel cylinder heads make their battery charge more efficient with high? See, a question like that, I have no clue. I have no clue. But I feel like that's what's fun about content, right? Is every F1 creator has their different vibe, and like, you know, if you want in-depth analysis, you go watch Sam Collins on F1 TV, you go watch M Sport, you go watch Driver 61. If you want like people who talk analytically about the sport, but kind of talk in like a chill, fun way, you've got Tomo, you got myself, you got Matt and Tommy, you got Aldas. If you want people who just kind of have fun and talk shit about the sport, you've got Rick's F1 Addiction, you've got Rocket Power Mohawk, you've got F1 Consumer. And if you've got people you want to like follow like their life in the paddock and like kind of just like the experience of Formula One, you've got like all the Instagram and TikTok creators. If you want like quick knowledge, you've got certain people like, I don't know, I feel like it just depends what your vibe is. But yeah, it annoys me so much when like someone with an engineering degree comes to my chat, like, you don't know what you're talking about. It's like, I don't. Go fucking watch Sam Collins, bro. Do F1 cars have wheels? I think so. I think they do. Having a weekend bender on the Gold Coast this weekend. How's it going, Bodie? Car Engineering is a very good channel if you want to look at the cars through engineer's perspective. Remove this fucking clip. Guys, what do you want me to put in the background instead, huh? Should we look at Adrian Newey's the AMR 26's ass? What do you want me to do? What do you want instead? What is this, bro? Stop! What are you doing? Nah, he needs another timeout. He needs another timeout. I swear I timed him out for a day already. Is this another shot at the AMR? What's up with the blue light? I know it's because they're running slow, but weren't a lot of teams running slow on the first day? Why haven't they? Oh, I spat on my screen because of you spamming Dalai Lamas, man. What the hell is happening? Sam Collins called Max overrated. So, exactly. Sam Collins called Max Verstappen overrated back in 2016. Guys, go call him a Drive to Survive fan. Clearly has zero wheel knowledge. But that's a prime example, right? That is a prime example. Sam Collins, aerodynamics engineer, whatever you want to, I don't know specifically what the term is, very smart man when it comes to cars. But he probably might not have the same good knowledge of the sport from a driver's perspective because he spends too much time looking at the cars and the engineering side of things that he doesn't keep up with like the racing side of things, you know what I mean? Compared to us who watch every practice session, every quali, every race. Or another example is Kim Illman. Sometimes I listen to Kim Illman, no offense to Kim Illman, but his wheel knowledge is really bad. But he travels around the world following Formula One, and he knows the sport inside out from like a paparazzi kind of like insider standpoint. So if I want inside knowledge, inside news, paddock view, paddock experience, the experience of Formula One, I'm going to go watch Kim Illman. But I'm not going to go watch Kim Illman to hear his opinion on Max Verstappen as a driver. Like, everyone's different, man. Everyone's different. I've been watching F1 since 1995 when I was a little kid. Since there is a true passion. I absolutely don't care since when someone is watching F1. Exactly. Show the highlights of day 4. That's copyrighted, so I won't be able to do that while I'm streaming on YouTube right now. Sup, Carrie? How are you? Oh, look, I'm reading your message in chat. Don't get up me this time. Bro, how the fuck Soy Motor basically have sole media access through whatever they're doing is insane, by the way. Like, how do they have lap time data, etc.? Yeah. I mean, they're obviously trackside, but they clearly have an inside person giving them info. I was gonna say probably one of the Spanish people, but what team would have a lot of Spaniards? Maybe Aston? Maybe Williams? Well, Williams aren't even there. Lol. New Zealand have high schools? Surprisingly. Julio, what is up, dude? When's Alonso out? Big P. He's already out in track. He's been out this morning. I think he's getting some solid laps in. Can we not acknowledge that not everyone will have knowledge? Some people will know something better than others, but less about other things. Yeah, exactly. Soy Motor is Spanish, and they're in Barcelona, so it's not aerospace center. Yeah, but they've got like lap time info and stuff like that, and like they're obviously they have a view of the track, but they'll be putting out some info, and it's like, how the fuck have they gotten that info? It's kind of crazy. All right, that was a good chat. Let's go back to scrolling through Discord and see if anything news come out while we've been chatting. What's this from the race?
First, Aston Martin F1 design didn't even hit the track until the final hours of the 4th day of the Barcelona F1 test and then broke down on its 5th lap. But when it does run properly, this could be a fearsome machine based on what we can glean from the 3 tantalizing images released so far. Our F1 technical expert Gary Anderson called the AMR26 extreme, aggressive, and on the limit of the 2026
That nose is so wide.
concepts. From side pod depth so slender, Gary wonders if you can even fit a radiator in there, to a high letterbox shaped air intake with brutal exits in the engine cover, and a side pod design Gary thinks will work like an extreme double floor. This is a car that seems to be going all in on a low drag philosophy to make the best use of the energy demands of these new rules. As Gary puts it, there's no question this is an Adrian Newey F1 car. Adrian Newey's first Aston.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like how at first everyone, including myself, were like, damn, it looks kind of simple. And then the second we got like in-depth photos of the car, we're like, oh shit. Yeah, he's cooking. Charles Leclerc goes fastest in the SF26 with 17.2. Damn. Thank God I timed him out. Similar rear bodywork lines between AMR26 and FS26. That's because they've both got 26 in the name. Show influence of key personnel knowledge transfer. Cardell? Is that his name? Cardell was technical director at Scuderia and has key insight information of all the different rare bodywork styles. Scuderia is examined and why this style is beneficial. Is that how you spell beneficial? That's not how you spell beneficial, right? Yeah, I'd just write off that and this entire post. They spelled it wrong. Leclerc just did a 16.9 for he's the only driver besides Russell to go under the 17s. It's Ferrari's year. Fun fact, Lance Stroll has more poles than Max Verstappen at the Turkish Grand Prix. Stop.
This is fun. Sonny lol, you are so easy to fire up, but I see everything too. You can cheer for whatever you want, doesn't matter, and you are you, so be 100% Ponden.
Thank you, Wuff.
Sunny
Wuff.
Dab.
Is it Wuffy? Woof? Thank you so much for the 300 bits again, dude. Really do appreciate that. Yeah, I kind of, my logic is just I have fun with it. And if people have a cry, they have a cry. But to be honest, I don't really like deal with too much hate, thankfully. Wait, is Matt, are you still in chat? I thankfully don't deal with too much hate. Like, maybe I just don't care. Like, I don't know. I see a lot of streamers like always being like, this person in my chat hurt my feelings and this person on this. And I'm just like, I don't really care. But then again, I don't really deal with as much hate as other people do, thankfully. But I feel bad for Matt and Tommy and fucking Tomo because they're obviously like the top of the fucking pyramid, whatever you want to call it. And you guys will make predictions. You guys could do, I'm predicting the grid in 10 years. Even Will Buxton. And then on Twitter, I wake up in the morning, hop on Twitter. These guys fucking know nothing. 10K likes. And it's you guys predicting the championship predictions at the start of the year before testing even starts. And it's like, oh my God. Like, I couldn't handle that. I just, like, it's one of those things where it's like, I would love to be... Yo, Mr. Hobby, thank you for the 500
I will
bits.
not be upstaged in bit donations. Also, hi Matt and Tommy, good to see you here.
Damn, we got a bit war going on now. Mr. Hoppy, thank you so much for the 500 bits, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, but what I was saying was, like, obviously I'd love to be a bigger creator than what I am. Like, I'd love to be as big as Matt and Tommy, as big as Tomo. But then you have to deal with shit like that, where you open up Twitter and you say the most normal comment ever. Like, I think Max Verstappen is better than Lewis Hamilton in 2026. Boom, posted on Twitter. These guys fucking hate Lewis. 10K likes. Fuck these guys. Block, block, block. And it's like, I just couldn't handle that, man. Used to get to me at the beginning. At this point, I could not give a fuck what jobless haters on Twitter think. Yeah, honestly. I haven't been on Twitter. I used to open up Twitter every day. It used to be my sense of, like, getting up to date with the news. And, like, not just in F1, but, like, the gaming sphere and the world and stuff like that. I'd wake up every morning, check Twitter, and then I would tweet decently often, I guess, on Twitter, like somewhat. Like, I'd tweet about my streams and like my content and stuff like that. For some reason, last year, I just stopped. I don't know what it was. I just stopped, and I do not go on Twitter anymore. And I'm so thankful we have this channel in Discord where all you guys like post stuff on Twitter. From Twitter that I can like keep up to date with, and like funny stuff and news and whatever, because I don't go on Twitter anymore. And it's honestly so much better. It's so much better to not read the crap. But there will be times where, like, after a race, I will say nothing is better than after an F1 race scrolling the top posts on Twitter, because there's so many memes and so much funny shit. I literally just sit on the couch cackling after a race. But yeah, if you go on there like maybe a day or two after the race, it is just a pool of hate. And like, what did I see the other day that like absolutely pissed me off? Oh, it's too much. I don't know. And just, it's just like, you could post anything. I use this analogy a lot on stream. I could literally tweet, I love pancakes. Pancakes are so fucking good. It's my favorite. And there'll be someone who comments, why don't you like waffles though? Or, pancakes are actually not very good for you. You shouldn't be eating that in the morning. Why are you telling your viewer, like, it's like, even, to be fair, it's the same with TikTok, but you don't have to open up the comments on TikTok. Where like someone will donate money to someone and top comments like, why did you record this? Like, anything positive is just spun to be negative, and it's so annoying. You just got to look at all the incredible positives and give the energy to the people that love what you do. Exactly. I think you guys probably have noticed it with watching the streams this week. When someone's dumb in my chat, like okay, if someone genuinely puts some criticism in chat, I feel like I'm one of those people who like read it and like respond to it. But like, if someone's actually being dumb, like genuinely being dumb, like, I don't know, I'm just kind of like just roast it now, because it's like the people who actually like me and my content and watch me find me funny roasting them. And like, if you're gonna be an idiot and come and chat and say something stupid, you deserve to be roasted. You deserve to be roasted. For all the hate I've gotten for like 8 years, not one person has said anything to me IRL. Hilarious. Yep, true. Let's just drive to survive fan take. Okay. Beastwalk made an analysis of the AMR. Oh, link it. We'll watch that. That was a banger vid we watched yesterday. Imagine not being a sidekick. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, Will Buxton, Matt and Tommy and Tomo getting roasted for not predicting the 2026 grid perfectly 3 years ago. Why do they even make content? Why? They're so bad. It's like, what? Like, don't be wrong. I'll look at Tomo's. I'll look at Matt and Tommy's predictions, and I'll be like, I mean, that's an interesting choice. You think Charles is going to be champ? Or you think this person's going to be here? But I don't think they're stupid. I don't like, how can people not like listen to what someone's saying and just be like, oh, I mean, I don't agree, but that's a funny prediction or whatever it may be. Yo, that might be the best sub ever. Matt and Tommy, thank you so much for the sub with Prime. I appreciate that. I appreciate you dropping your free Prime on the stream. Hell yeah. Thank you. That might be that actually might be my best sub of all time. I'm trying to think what other cool people have subbed. That might be the best. Thank you guys. Really do appreciate it. No, honestly, obviously we're like taking the piss right now, but yeah, what you guys obviously do for the F1 space is absolutely amazing. So definitely taken a lot of inspiration from you guys over the years for sure. I think as well, like, I love what I do. I've been doing watch along since 2021. And I think sometimes deep down, I'm like, I'll be like, do people actually care about this? Or like, is it like back in the day? But then like when you guys started doing watch alongs as well, when have you guys started doing watch alongs? Anyways, my point is like, when you guys do watch alongs and like, I don't know, it makes you feel like, okay, this is like a normal thing to do. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I think sometimes you see these it's comments like this which affect me, which is like, why would anyone want to watch this? And then I don't know, when there's heaps of you doing it, heaps of us creators doing similar stuff, it makes you realize like, hey, this is normal. This is normal. Tomo's liveries aren't good. What do you? He cooks with some of his liveries. I mean, some of them haven't been great, but some of them are good. It's all personal preference at the end of the day, right? I love the Audi. No one else likes the Audi, apparently. Not hating, but I think Lando and some others may potentially struggle with the different overtake modes, etc. It's been proven by stats how Lando and a couple others quite often wasted / didn't manage their ERS well. It could be potentially bad now that the battery and engine. It's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out, because, I mean, that just adds a whole nother aspect to Formula One, which... correct if I'm wrong, we haven't seen this level of like strategy that the driver has to do with modes ever in Formula One before, right? Max G, they were the follow. At this point, your Shakedown streams are just a routine. They're just going on in the background while I do anything in my day. Lots of love, man. Yo, hell yeah, Merc for ham. Appreciate you watching, dude. Yeah, honestly, the testing streams have been insane. I think I did not expect... Like, I expected... When I woke up on Monday morning to go live at 7:30 in the morning for the first day of the Shakedown, I expected the streams to do decently well, because I knew that like the testing wasn't being broadcasted, people would be looking for a stream. But I didn't think they would be so good in the sense we'd have like people chilling the whole day chatting. I thought it would literally just be like what happens on race day, where people come and chat and go, "Where's stream? Link me stream. Link me the stream. Where's the stream?" But it's generally just been like all day, every day, people just chatting about F1, which I think goes to show what an amazing position Formula One is in at the moment, where like 2021, like we had Drive to Survive, COVID, 2021 season, F1 exploded. But sadly, I think the bubble popped. The bubble definitely did pop in 2022, 2023. Obviously, F1 was still bigger than it was back before then, before 2019, but it definitely popped. But now I love how like everyone who got into the sport back then is like back, but now they're like true fans. Like I feel like a lot of people kind of lost interest, and now it's like, I don't know. Basically, put it this way, if the 2024 and 2025 season weren't as good as they were, I do think F1 could have gone down a very bad slope. But I think everyone came back, and I think now everyone's like a true F1 fan. It wasn't like a trend. People say F1's a trend, but it's been fucking 8 years now that it's trendy. So is that a trend, or is that just a lifestyle now, you know? But yeah, I feel like it's not really a trend anymore. I just think everyone loves it. And like, you know, it's like some people's morning routine to wake up and be like, oh, what's the highlights for F1? Or, oh, I'm going to watch Ponden stream today, or I'm going to watch Matt and Tommy's new vid. And it's like, I don't know, everyone's just loving talking about F1. You know what the biggest indicator for how I know casual fans are interested in F1? You go on fucking Hinge, and everyone's prompt is F1, 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 F1. You don't see people being like, my favorite thing to do on a Sunday, watch football, or my favorite sport, football. Like, what I do in my spare time, football. No, it's just all F1. Like, I swear. And I think that just goes to show how, like, big F1's become, where it's, like, very loved now. Again, you could say it's a trend, but again, I feel like that bubble already popped in 2022. So now it's like come back even stronger. You got to take one step back to go 2 steps forwards, you know? I've just come back, came from the YouTube stream. I must say, I'm hurt that man, Tommy. Your best sub ever, and not me. Oh, Ben Phillips, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Leafy Seas, Pandorigen, Durbas. Thank you guys for the follows. Oh yeah, I should probably get like a car on my screen. After I close that one down, we'll put this one back on for that guy who said it's a bad clip. Bubble popped 2023 because the season was low-key boring. That's when I kind of left the sport behind and focused more on watching football. Yeah. I got into it through Drive to Survive, and 2023 season was my first absolute worst season to start with, but all uphill from there, I guess. Yeah, I mean, my first season was 2019, and at the time, I loved it. But looking back, 2019 was probably the worst season of F1 I watched. It was really bad. I mean, no, well, it was good. You had obviously the Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull fights in some races, but it was just dominated by Mercedes for most of the season. And it very much lacked the kind of culture and stuff that Formula One has today. But yeah, it at the time I enjoyed it, and I think that's what happened for a lot of people in 22 and 23 is like, yeah, I think like the diehard F1 fans who've been watching for years and years pushed through 22 and 23, but they didn't care so much about the sport. The fans who got into the sport in 2020 and 2021 probably lost interest in 22 and 23 and kind of like left the sport because they weren't able to get hooked enough for long enough, so they just kind of dipped. And the new fans in 22 and 23 would have just stayed because that's all they knew, so they would have thought it was fucking sick. And that's what I mean by like, thank God the season was good in 24 and 25, because I think the true fans cared more about the sport because it was actually good. The new fans then were able to see the sport even better than the years they'd watched at the time. And those fans who kind of came in and left for a little bit would have come back even stronger, because they'd already had all that experience from the 2020 and 2021 season that they knew of. None of my friends watch F1, so it feels a bit like a home here. That's what I love to hear, man. I love to hear that, because I feel like there's so many people that can't talk to people about F1, so have a place where you can chat about it is what I wanted. Nia Bihal, what is up? Ponden Hinge confirmed. Who doesn't have Hinge and is single nowadays? People don't remember or don't know that it was a trend in the 90s too. Even during the 80s, models were going there, actors. It's just a different way to spread the trend, yeah. We did Hamver bot this year for old time's sake. Can you rank all F1 seasons since you started watching F1? Oh, that's good. I like that. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So I've watched since 2019. So I think the worst season I've watched is... Well, it depends. How am I ranking this? Am I ranking my enjoyment of the season? Or am I ranking the season as a whole? Because they're two different things. My enjoyment. Okay, well, 2019's last because it was my first year. I enjoyed learning about the sport, but like, I didn't stream it at the time. I didn't have many people to talk about it with, and the season wasn't that great to begin with. Then I'm going to go... Surprisingly, I'm going to go 2022. We had the big high from 2021, and it was, as a content creator, it was depressing to go from a huge high in 2021 and then just the year just drop off. Like, it was sad. Like, literally, it felt like every race, the viewership was going down every single race. And like, obviously, I don't stream solely for viewers or anything like that, but it does make a difference when the sport you love, you just see slowly dying. And the season obviously wasn't that great anyway. It started off decent, but then it kind of really dropped off quick. Then I'm probably gonna go 2020. Oh, it's hard. 2020 and 2023 is a hard one because 2020 was my second year watching F1, my first full year watching it. I wasn't doing watch-alongs at the time, but I was playing the F1 game on stream. I was streaming it. It was COVID era. The races were fun. But it wasn't anything too great. I'm probably going to go 2020. And surprisingly, I'm going to go 2023 above all of them. Reason being, watch-alongs every single race. My streams were going really well. I got some really cool opportunities in real life with F1 as well. The season felt more like, I don't know, the sport just felt very great. I don't know. I didn't enjoy that season from a entertainment standpoint, but I enjoyed that season from, I don't know, I felt that there was a lot happening in that season. I don't know. I just enjoyed making content that season, even though it was hard to make content that season when it was dead. Then I'm going to go 2024 because 2024 was a great season. It was fun. I wasn't making content for 8 months of that year after I moved. So yeah, but I still enjoyed living in London, going to F1. Like I did so much. That was the year I did the most F1 stuff IRL. Like went to Silverstone, went to Austria with the team. What else did I do? Went to the Rebel Factory. There was so much stuff that I did in 2024. And the season was just good. And then I would go 2025, obviously. Oh, wait, I forgot 2021. Ooh. Yeah. Then I'd go... No, then I'd go... Yeah, then I'd go 25. What was last year? Yeah, 2025. And then 2025, obviously, amazing year. Made content the whole year. Season was great as well. It was the year I didn't go to any races, though. Didn't do anything really in the F1 world. It was very much just stay home and stream and make content. And this probably would have beaten 2021 if it wasn't for the middle of the year where I kind of like got stagnant with content for a bit. But yeah, season was great. Year was popping. Yeah. And then 2021 has to be number one for me. It was my first year doing watch-alongs, and I love doing watch-alongs. The growth of the sport was insane. The growth of my channel was insane. I loved playing the F1 game every day. It was the year I streamed the most. It was the year I had the most growth. It was the year I made the most money. Again, not that that's the reason I stream, but like it is nice when you have an opportunity. Like basically in 2021, for people who don't know, in 2021 and 2022, Twitch started a program called the Twitch Sports Program, where they basically wanted people to stream on Twitch and make sports content. And they were basically paying people to stream sports content. And I was already planning to make F1 content in 2021 on my stream. And then I basically was just getting paid to do what I was already doing. And it was an absurd money for a creator of my size. Like, I cannot imagine what I would be getting paid at now for the creator size I am now. But at that time, it was absurd amount of money. So not only was it the best season, the year I grew the most, the year I had probably the most fun streaming, but then I was getting paid fuckloads of money on top of that to stream. Like 2021 was just insane for that. Honestly, 2026 is looking really good so far. Like, I know we're only a month in, but like, I think 2026 is going to be around the 2025, 2021 mark. It depends on how the season plays out, but I'm just really loving making content at the moment, going live almost every single day. There's so much talk. I don't know. I'm loving it. So, yeah, I think 2026 will slot in somewhere around here. I can't see a world where 2026 is below 2024, but we'll see. That's my rankings. Bro, just open Notepad for nothing. What do you mean? Can't see those rankings. Yeah, it is kind of small, wasn't it? Bam in 86 laps. What the fuck? Has he just not stopped? George really practicing those starts in the background. Yeah, he's popping off. 2012 was my first time watching F1 after completing the Drive to Survive, in the year I chose MV33, not MV3 as my favorite driver, and still going. Hell yeah. Nago, you've been Ponden. More viewership, more money, and more freedom of your streaming relieves the stress and helps boost your enjoyment of your job. Yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah, if you look at it like a typical job, if you woke up every morning and you were earning £15 an hour, but you enjoyed what you did, that's sick. But if you woke up every morning and you were making £50 an hour, you'd probably enjoy that a lot more. You know what I mean? Like it's just a fact of the day. But that's not even the reason why I ranked 2021 there. That's just a bonus on top of it. That like on top of everything else being so amazing, it was just a crazy period for myself. What's up, Nixie? I've been watching F1 since I was born because of my dad even being named after an F1 driver, so practically it's in my blood. Wait, what's your name if you don't mind sharing? A YouTuber I really like, Mark McCann. He named his daughter Senna. I actually think it's a really nice name. All right, let's go back to Scroll on Discord for a little bit. I'm liking these little segments so we would just like stop and chat about different stuff. Oh shit, I've already been live for over 2 hours. I was only gonna be live for 2 hours this morning. But there's been a lot to talk about. It's been good. Okay, where we're up to. Formula 1 driver Charles Leclerc visits orphanage. It's heartbreaking to look into those sad, hopeless eyes, said one of the kids. Okay, folks, yes, times don't matter in testing. I'll be the first to tell you that. They don't give us a true measure of the performance distribution of the teams. But what these do tell us is how hard the teams are pushing their package. This was from a few days ago, right? Yeah. I agree with Dr. Obbs. Facts, yeah. Guys, pick Ferrari. Best team on the grid. Manchester United and Ferrari have to be the just two powerhouses of having so much aura and history and fans that love them, but yeah, just haven't delivered in years. Big school. So proud of our little guy. Ran in, took it head on, and loved it. Tips, please, Piastri. My first day of kindergarten. My teacher is blank Smith. I want to be Oscar Piastri when I grow up. I'm 5 years old. Today is 30th of the 1st, 26th. I did one of these at the end of primary school. On our last day of primary school, I did one of these. And on it, I wrote, I want to be an editor. So, somewhat came true. Somewhat came true. I don't know why I wrote that. Why did I set my standards? Because I wanted to be a YouTuber. I just wrote editor. I don't know. Man United have no aura. My goat Mo Salah has them on a leash. Okay. Edit these balls in your mouth. Okay. Big respect to Soy Motor and everyone out there. Without them, we would have absolutely nothing. No, 100%. 100%. Yuki's releasing a book next month. What? Is he going to spill all? Okay. Is it going to be in Japanese? One sec. What was this? This Cadillac? How are these people in the grandstands? Whoa! The fuck? Oh, new B Sport motor vid. B Sport vid. Did we watch that? 17 minutes! Okay. We're gonna watch a little bit.
Welcome to a new video. Today we want to take a closer look at the new Aston Martin for the 2026 season. And that's the car we've all been waiting for. Because it's the first Adrian Newey Aston Martin car. And just like we know it from Aston Newey cars, it was a bit difficult to get it on the road first. They didn't really get this car done in time, I think is fair to say. Although people argue that
OG
that
Flash
strategy,
and
but
Vox
if you have the possibility to drive such a Formula 1 car, especially with a new power unit of your only engine manufacturer, or the only car that is using that engine, then you want to use every kilometer that you can get. And they couldn't really do that, so they were a bit late, and we can also see that in this car. And here are lots of interesting technical details, although it's a very early version. So let's dive into that. First of all, the nose. So the nose is relatively fat, as we could see it on the Red Bull as well, and also the Audi, and it will have the actuator inside the nose cone. That's what it looks like. So we have a pretty fat forward section and then a relatively slim transition over here. Interesting is that there's an airlet in the nose, as we knew it or know it from the previous generation of Formula 1 cars, and not quite sure yet what this airlet is for. There's also one at the nose tip, and we will see what this thing will do. It also looked like they taped some kind of cable from this outlet or from this air inlet here towards the split line of the nose, which sits here, so right at the suspension mountings.
Don't worry, the Aero Ando man is here to explain. Right, break it down.
Very simple, and if we go to this picture here, it's quite a small picture, but you can see the overall shape of the leading edge and trailing edges of the profile, so it's super simple. We have to keep in mind here that that is an Adrian Newey car. So for the first time in his career, Adrian Newey is a team boss as well, so he's calling the shots. So he is pretty much in paradise right now. Adrian Newey likes this concept.
Why does that? Wait, is it the Benetton? What car am I thinking of? That looks like an old school car. Benetton F1. Anyone know what I'm thinking of? What car I'm thinking of? Yeah, front on. Low key. Nah, wait, what car am I thinking of? It kind of looks like 1994 Benetton. Yeah. Why does it low key look like that? I bet. From the front. Kinda. I don't know what it is. Is it the fat nose that's doing it? You get it? You feel me? You feel me, Famalam? Kinda. Not really, but like, I don't know, just the big nose is kind of doing it for me.
A team boss.
W will not, I knew
you
would get impressed by that.
Making the decisions is also owning the whole team.
The air
and this is
intake
pretty
too,
much
yeah.
what Aston Martin is having right now with Stroll. So Stroll is the one who's making the big decisions. Stroll is owning the whole team, and that is a rare situation because you don't really have that in any other Formula 1 team right now. There are always some shareholders, some investors in the background, not at Aston Martin. So you have this traditional model only at Aston Martin right now, with one guy owning everything, one guy deciding everything, and if you're good with this guy, you can do whatever you want. And that's where Adrian Newey is right now. And he's not just the technical director, he's also shareholder, and he's also the team boss now. Maybe just temporarily, but there's no one above him. He can do whatever he wants. And if you understand a bit how Adrian Newey is thinking, then there is no real pressure to really
think
show your
Adrian
car
would
right
have
now.
signed with
Important is just
Honda
to
if
get
he
the
was
mileage in for Honda
TP
and for the
back then?
for the people in the garage to get the basic mechanical things right of the car. But you don't really need to show your latest aero components right now. So the nose is super simple. The front wing is super simple. They don't create any outwash.
Question. What would happen? Let's imagine, right? Let's imagine Aston. Let's imagine Honda decided they didn't want to come back to F1, right? And Mercedes said, hey, sorry, we're not going to supply you anymore for some reason. We're going to supply Alpine instead. And they're capped out at 4. What does Aston do? Do they go to Red Bull and be like, hey, can we have one of your engines? But what if Red Bull go, nah, we don't want to supply another team. We just want to supply our 2 teams. And then they go to Ferrari and Ferrari go, nah. Then what do they do? What do they do? And what if Audi say, nah? What if all the teams say, nah, we're good? Okay, what? Like, could all the teams just gang up on McLaren and just be like, nah, we're not supplying you an engine. Nah, we're good, fam. Then boom. McLaren can't win. What even happens then? Loki tempted to go to Europe for F1 GP this year. Do it. Lance Stroll would be buying something for sure. If I would force them to sign someone. As far as I remember, PU manufacturers can't say no. Nah, surely not. But Mercedes is going to pull out soon.
More bent inside, so it's not really worth talking about this. And the end plates are like bent outboard a little bit, but with little elements, so there is not much we need to discuss here. And like I said, it's only to get the mileage in for now.
Yeah, be really rubbing that nose with that hand.
Only when it's going to performance testing. So when they
Teams
are
supplying
in
the least
testing,
amount have
everything
to
works and
supply.
they're going for lap times. Interesting for me, as someone who designed the previous Force India Racing Point Aston Martin Pitot tubes, is that they changed the Pitot tube design now to something that looks a bit more like Red Bull. So that could be definitely a new influence. Some interesting inner corners here, but also these could be
So basically,
the
it'd
early
be Audi.
versions. But yeah, there are a couple of things on the car which are not that easy to change or not so quick to change. And these are the things, for example, like the bodywork and yeah, so this is more to
That's
do
not
with
true
the,
though. Ferrari didn't supply the least
package
amount of
underneath.
teams. Red Bull and Audi were. Unless you mean they were supplying the least amount at the time.
And
Because if so... No, if so, even that's false. Honda had 2 and... Oh, yeah. Okay, I guess, yeah.
with the overall concept. So that's not that easy to change. The front wing and nose can be changed very quickly, so there's no reason to show us the real thing here now. So let's move to the area around the cockpit here now. So first of all, we can see a pretty small air inlet, similar to what we saw on previous Ferraris with this triangular shape. We have a cockpit which has these vertical cockpit vanes next to the side, which is something we saw.
I'm not going to watch any more of this video. I love B Sport. If you guys want to go watch it, link in the chat, just because it's a long video. And also, he's kind of pointing out things that we've already like spoken about and seen on Twitter and stuff like that. So we will we won't watch that video, but it's linked in the chat if you do want to watch it. Always fascinated by how barge boards looked earlier this decade. Yeah, that shit's crazy. Like, surely this doesn't do anything. Surely there's too much going on here that it just does nothing. Feel for Jack. By far the fairest thing would have been to have let him go last year and properly allow him the time to find a championship and a seat rather than ejecting him at a time when everything was almost gone. Ex-F1 driver Jack Doohan will not be racing in Superform this year as Toyota squad Kondo Racing signs Ukyo Sashara for the last remaining seat on the grid. Damn. Leclerc in the 16.6. Damn, only 2/10 off of Russell now. Fried cooking, fried cooking. Me at 4 a.m. on the 8th of March, waking everyone up. You know what? Yeah, you won't be training Alonso when his engine blows up in quali. Who needs to watch F1 when you've got double-decker bus racing?
He said last time he got full lock and it really wasn't going round quite far enough, but he seems to have found a wee bit more grip this time, taking it down the outside. We're on lap 12, there's only 3 more to go, and he's still got to get himself in front, and he just cuts across the bows there, in fact, to take up the lead. These 3 come into the final game together. John Clark taking it a bit easier. He's found a slippery bit on the inside and can't come a lot faster. There's number 2 coming right round the outside, Terry Telling, and as they come to the line, it's going to be a very close fought thing, and I think number 2 just manages to get past ahead of John Clark. Raring to go in this.
Okay, I just wrote down. Sorry, I want to watch like random motorsports racing series. I want to do like a little segment where we look at random racing series. So what I've so far I've got written down e-scooter racing. I've got written down super trucks, which we looked at yesterday. I've got E1, which is the boat racing, the new boat racing, and now I've written down double-decker bus racing. Oh, we're gonna watch FIA Truck Championship. What else is there? What's some other good random ass racing series we can watch? Aston now flashing red. Ooh, okay. Drag racing? Yeah, I guess, but it's kind of like... I think a lot of people know what drag racing is. Soapbox. E-scooter kind of goes hard. Anyways, while I was writing that down, I just remembered I wrote down a prediction which I wanted to talk about on stream. Right? Clip it and ship it, guys. Clip it and ship it. I have a prediction for the next reg cycle. I reckon, actually, this prediction might be... No, actually, I have a prediction. And I know exactly what the first thing someone's going to say when I say this. Actually, I'll wait for the ads then. Still race Ute supercars. Turtle racing, Supercross, Formula Drift. I mean, Supercross and Formula Drift are kind of like normal kind of series, you know. You watch MotoGP at all? I don't like watch it, but I do want to do a MotoGP season recap at some point on the stream. I recently discovered Cross Rally, most awesome thing I've ever seen. McLaren Livery Elite. Okay, bro. Sperm racing. Yep. Anyways, my prediction for 2026. My prediction for the next regulation cycle of engines and cars. I reckon McLaren are going to make their own engines. I don't know why. I just feel like all the teams are starting to move more towards making their own engines. It's expensive, obviously, and it's a big task to take on, but I feel like McLaren has now cemented themselves as a top 4 team, and they've got the money, and I have a feeling they're going to start making their own engines. And I know someone in chat, I don't know the actual, someone can correct me, but like, McLaren don't make their own road car engines, right? Don't they get supplied by another company? Or am I wrong? Even in road cars? Yeah, who supplies the engines on road cars? They do now. They go with an independent entity like Porsche. Anyways, the reason I say this is that was the first thing I thought was, oh, actually, McLaren won't do that because they don't even make their own road engines. But maybe this is a time for McLaren to go, look, we want to start making our own road car engines, and we also want to start making our own F1 car engines. Why don't we go heavily into making engines now? And also, I don't think that's a really good reason or excuse for McLaren not to have an engine is, oh, we don't make our own road car engines. Because Red Bull's a fucking energy drink, and they make their own engines now. So I don't think there's an excuse necessary for McLaren not to do it. Anyways, that's just a prediction. I'm going to throw it out there. I just have a feeling McLaren are going to be in a nice, comfortable spot as a company, as an F1 team, where I have a feeling they're going to start making their own engines in 2031. Clip it. They should have put an F1 motor on that W1. Aston Martin uses Mercedes motors. My theory is that McLaren will be using WEC as a form of testing and development to road cars and F1 technologies. V6 hypercar also in-house, but with partner. It's too late now. It's too late now for 2031. I don't think so. I think next couple of years, the engine regs will get decided, and then they'll just go from there. So motor talking about Aston's rare end. All right, we'll get to that in a sec. Rebby has taken us around Monaco to do Pilates class. Probably to laugh at us. So please, not allowed to laugh because these 3 gorillas, we're going to be terrible at Pilates. Rebby's diabolical. What a queen. Wait. There's actually videos of signs doing Pilates? What is wrong with my fucking Twitter? Yo, low-key though, some people say, I pisses me off when people are like, Pilates does nothing. Do you know how hard it is to do this shit? Like, I have a lot of respect for people who do Pilates because I think it's actually extremely hard. Of course, you're not going to grow humongous muscles or anything like that, but I think it's insane for, like, muscle strength, specifically, like, your core. Like, if I had to choose between a bodybuilder's body or like a gym guy's body versus a gymnast's body, I'd pick a gymnast any day. Like, they are actually strong. And I think Pilates plays a lot into that kind of like, you're actually moving your body and doing these like form. Anyways, my point is, I would low-key be down to do Pilates, but like, I don't want to be the only guy in the fucking class. And it just feels, I don't know, it feels weird. I couldn't do this, but I could see how good this is for you. And like, feeling strong. Okay, calm the fuck down here, buddy. Everyone's saying Pilates is easy and never trained a day in their life. Yeah, 100%. Pilates stream with Matt and Tommy. I'm down. I'll do it if they do it. He needs to calm down. The girls are gonna love that, but he needs to calm down. McLaren do make their own engines. They do now? Oh, and he deleted this message. Pilates is good for all your smaller muscle groups and flexibility. It would help build a bit more rounded physique. Yeah, exactly. Ponden watching men do Pilates. Yep. I said this when Toto said the plan is for Merck to only supply one other team. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's another thing. If Mercedes pull out and only supply Williams, then McLaren might be forced to start working on their own engine. Or unless they want to go with another with Ferrari or some shit. Guys, we left Barcelona this morning, so we don't have a hash brown update for today. I'm so sorry. I ain't even mad, just disappointed. Okay. Aston Martin quickest lap 121.7. Was he trying to recreate that? Surely not.
I need some help with something. I don't have my engineer saying hammer time because it would be weird in Italian with an Italian accent. I need a new word to give to him. What does your engineer say to you?
Stay out. Copy the water. Copy, we'll check that. We'll check that. Copy, we'll come back to that.
It doesn't. No, I need some help with something. I don't have my engineer saying hammer time.
How the other teams looked when the AMR 26 started up in the pit lane yesterday. Wait, what even was that? Is it? Wait, it is the Batmobile? Red Bull paddock in Barcelona. Is this bro just leaking shit now? What? Whose footage is this? I swear, some people have no care in the world. But thanks. Lastly, though, it's relevant. Yeah, but I think the point is it's a private test. Only people who need to be in there have been let in there. This guy clearly has the privilege to be in there and is just like posting this shit. Like, what? Cadillac looks sick. Yeah, he's got those Ray-Ban glasses on for sure. Apparently, Oakley... Okay, so the thing is, I actually think the Ray-Ban glasses are pretty cool. Maybe a little bit too expensive and not amazing enough yet. But I think they're pretty cool to do stuff like this with. But I tried on all the Ray-Ban Meta glasses, and all of them look so ugly to me. But they've partnered up with Oakley now. And apparently they're doing an Oakley... Oh, fuck off. Apparently they partner up with Speed now. Or Speed's going to be sponsored by Oakley. Oh, fuck, it's too small. But these look way better than the Ray-Bans, in my opinion. I know people are going to disagree with me for sure. But, like, I think they look way better than the Ray-Bans. The Ray-Bans look, I don't know. The Ray-Bans look ugly to me. These two designs look way better. Yeah, more active wear for sure, yeah. Yeah, if you're playing cricket, yeah, true. For fuck's sake, check this guy's Twitter profile out. Here's a bunch of track stuff. Whoa. Wait, he's in the fucking car? What the fuck? Thank you for linking that. Sorry, when you linked that, I saw his bio. I'm not gonna lie, the reason I skipped over your message before was because I saw that and I just thought it was like some bullshit. Anyways, we look at that post now. Who is this guy? Little classy tune, always there, always where there's a little party. Frustrated driver, I dodged the photos. From the greatest in the interior. What? I'm so confused. The better glasses are so good for a POV shop doing anything active, etc. It's a shame 90% of the owners use it for unethical reasons. Have you seen this? Wait, stable Ronaldo got texted by Lando? Where my text at, fam?
Yo, you know who responded to me? Okay, that might be a lock then. Bro, chat. Yo, chat. Hold on.
Wait, one sec. Love you, bro. Let's lock in. Shit. Say less.
He left me on scene.
Ronaldo, no. I'm sorry, Lando. I love still Ronaldo. I love the FaZe boys. I like Lando, obviously. Stable, and specifically Lando, for your own good, don't bother. Don't bother. Do not bother. Lando's fans will not like stable Ronaldo. Within 2 minutes, everyone be complaining. This guy said this. Why is Lando doing a stream with this guy who did this ages ago? Blah 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 blah. They wouldn't. It wouldn't last long. Yes, guys, I see it. One sec.
I don't blame him. Seems like your phone probably died. Wanna still do something? No?
Gotta love Rod, bro. All right, apparently the Aston Martin's caught on fire. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's actually over. It's actually over. It is actually over. Guys, I didn't see that it was on fire in chat. I was just finishing the stable Ronaldo clip, okay? There is no freaking way right now. Two engine issues in a day. Sorry, in 24 hours. It's only been 24 hours since the car at the track. Wow. Wow. Wait. Oh, is this fake? Am I getting baited? I'm getting baited. I just got baited. Shut up. Fuck AI. I'm unmodding grid jokes. I'm unmodding grid jokes. You guys just spammed. You guys just spammed my chat and interrupted that stable Ronaldo clip for AI. Yeah, it's fake. It's he's been blocked by soy. Oh no, he spelled soy motor wrong. 0 likes. It's fake. Is there anything that we can look at that clearly? Oh, I probably should have guessed by this random fucking tuk-tuk car in the gravel. Maybe I'll just leave this on the stream and bait everyone in. Just like I got baited in. Baited. I'm not gonna lie, I looked at this and I was like, oh, recovery vehicle's on its way. Yeah, it's fake. I'm getting that off my screen right now. And I'm deleting that. No, actually, I'll just reply fake. Oh. Also, it was lunch 3 minutes ago, so. Okay. How is he back? Me after explaining the whole F1 race to people who don't care. Oh my god. Stop. You're pissing me off, bro. Stop. Please, please, please. I've had enough. I've had enough. Alright. Well, on that note, it is now lunchtime on track, and we've been live for almost 3 hours, and I did not expect to be live for that long. So guys, I am gonna end this. Excuse me. We'll play our favorite video of the day. Fake bro, why always AI now? Yeah, honestly, that was a fake image, guys. Don't worry, don't worry. OG Flash, thank you for the follow. Bro, even put the soy motor watermark on. Yeah, how did he even get the soy motor watermark on that pic? What the fuck? May as well be live all day now. Well, no, we got an hour until an hour of lunch, so nothing will be happening, and then 5 hours, 4 more hours after that. Not worth. I mean, I could stay live, but then by the time we get to the end of the day, I'd just be like, I have nothing to talk about, so I'd rather just go live again and do another solid 2-3 hour stream. Anyways, guys, that is gonna wrap up the morning session. That was a very solid morning session. After starting live a little bit later, I didn't think I'd be live for that long. But there was a lot to talk about, and I don't know, I'm really enjoying these streams where we've got like something happening and something to talk about, such as testing.
Aston Martin fire picture as real as the Mercedes I posted in the Discord.
True. Thanks so much for the 100 bits, Mr. Hobby. Really do appreciate it. Again, oh my god, you're popping off with the bits. Where's your... Okay, you got the badge on now. You got the bit badge on now. Good. Thank you so much for the 100 bits, dude. I've been loving these streams, man. Like, you know, I've been enjoying them so much. Part of me's like, man, I should have stayed live for all 9 hours of every day, but then the streams wouldn't be as good because, excuse me, then we'd just be like sitting here waffling and like, I mean, we are waffling, but there'd be nothing to talk about. So it's been nice having like 2 separate streams where like the streams have been filled with stuff to talk about. As well, thanks to you guys being in chat. But yeah, anyways, that is it for the morning session. To give you guys a little rundown of the morning session, honestly, did anything even happen on track? Ferrari set a time in the 16s. And other than that, that's about it, to be honest. Not much really happened. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys all for watching the morning session. We'll be live in 3-ish. Yeah, 3 hours time for the afternoon sesh, so be sure to tune on in for that. If you enjoyed, be sure to follow down below. If you're watching on YouTube right now, be sure to subscribe, be sure to like the stream, and if you haven't already, come join us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Ponden. We're always live on Twitch doing different stuff, even when I can't be live on YouTube. But yeah, YouTube, I'll see you guys later for the afternoon session. Bye bye.